Hey everyone, this is Uthris and welcome to Let's Build Lothloria episode 25. So, last episode we went ahead and built this fort over here, and off camera I went ahead and touched up this drawbridge. That way you can resupply it without having to go through the main gate. And it does work. I mean, it's a fully functional drawbridge. You just gotta be careful not to go all the way up, because otherwise you'll have to run into it to let gravity start taking over. And you also can't lower it too quickly because it will break off many a times. I found that out the hard way while building it. So what else did I do? Added a little bit of a well here. Touched up a lot of terrain sculpting, and this episode we're going to be finishing off most, if not all, the farmland and adding 2 new professions to the town. So this is going to be a watermill right here, and I've already kind of started construction on the wheel itself, trying to get a circular shape at least with it. And then on over here, this is going to be like a fisherman's post with a small storage area slash maybe a shop attached to it where you can buy and sell some fish. So I think that'll be pretty interesting. A couple little farmhouses. This one's going to be another pasture, just like that one over there. I might do a different barn design for this one. That way everything's just not the same. Additional farmlands going up here. A lot of terrain sculpting to do though, and that'll be done off camera most likely. So I'll go ahead and we'll probably do the fishing hut first, and then depending on how much time, we'll design the house here, and I'll probably do all the figuring of the actual mill itself off camera. It is kind of complicated, and it's not going to be attached to a rotor. It's going to be attached to a hand crank for now, just because to keep the building small, and then eventually I would hope they would add water, and that force would cause it to spin. So I don't think we really need a rotor in the long term. So we'll go ahead and get to working on this place over here. Now it is going to be a single story wooden structure, because I mean you don't really need it to be anything else. And it's just going to probably be a plus shaped roof on top, and we'll probably get through this building pretty quick. I would think so. So let's see, just throw up some walls. In this overhang area, you know, we'll have some crates and extra fishing supplies while you're out there. And a bit of a roof. My toggle for the putting a voxel inside of a voxel gets stuck sometimes, and it can be funny when I'm not realizing it. I accidentally just start putting blocks inside other blocks where they don't belong. I think since there's not a window on this side, I can get away with having a upper window there. Like that. And then we need the top as well. I think just for some variety, this will just be a wooden roof structure. Same with that. I mean, professional buildings, I like to use more wooden shapes, I believe. There we go, there's the basic shape, and I'll also throw in an overhang on this side. out of some windmill blades. These things are so useful, and I just love the look it can give to a lot of structures. So we need to find kind of a good spot to get this started. And there might be some, you know, issues with, I mean, I didn't really measure this out probably correctly, so might look a little weird. I might have to move the pillars and inset them, because I think they're kind of offset right now. At least this one is. And I think I'll move these over just by one. That way it doesn't clip through the roof as much. It's never really a good thing, I don't think. Okay, there's that, and we'll go ahead and add some beams for some additional support. Like so. Now I always do these little vertical ones as well. That way it actually just looks like it's fully connected to the lumber of the windmill blades. Throw in some diagonal supports. If it would let me. Okay. Like so. And I think we'll finish it off with a railing. These things weren't on my hotbar, so I had to make it work. Like that. And we'll go ahead and do some inside work for a couple minutes and then maybe lay out the frame for the watermill. So we need a bit. I don't know if I have any detail bar set up. Nope. So we're going to need some crates and barrels, of course, tables, chairs. I don't know what other knickknacks we may need for this to work. So we'll just go ahead and draw out kind of a desk for like a clerk to use, and put a chair here. And I think I also want a chair out here. I'm gonna drop it in at an angle. Just looks a little bit more interesting to do. Maybe can I get away with throwing a diagonal staircase here? Might be able to. And then add these supports so people don't fall off the dock. Okay, that looks pretty nice, I think. Add some barrels for storage. I need to clean up the train just a little bit, but that can be easily done once the structure is actually completed. And we'll do some more, maybe an extra chair for some buddies if they feel like coming out and fishing. And so we'll put some supplies on the table. Maybe build a small cabinet right here. Then just throw out some barrels, I guess. Some basic detail. more can always be added later. Like that, and maybe a chair or two here. Let's see, what else might I add? Go ahead and throw a shield or something. Maybe over the door. It doesn't really center though. I'll just throw it there. Any other details I want right now? I don't think so. So, there we go. It's a little fisherman's hut for now. I think it looks pretty quaint. And then we'll go ahead and get started on this structure right away. That way we don't waste any time. So it's gonna have, I think, a couple small rooms to it. Like that, and I'll go ahead and use this, oh boy, use this to make a nice centered window. Even though I kind of screwed everything else up in doing so, because I misclicked. It's that damn flashing. I don't know. I wish I could fix it. And then throw the door back in here. Put up a wall. This is definitely a stone structure on purpose. It is important, and you know, you just want it to last longer. You know what, maybe I'll do, just make the building look a little bit longer by putting the blocks on the outside. It might mess up the roof a little bit. Can't quite center them up when you do that kind of thing, but it's not a big deal. Here's kind of the actual processing side. So, and this will have a windmill blade kind of area for storage, and people can use wheelbarrows to transport a decent amount of things from here. This side doesn't really have a loading unloading area. They'll just kind of take it out the door. I'm also kind of missing a ramp just to make it easier on them to get things in and out. Yep. And then over here, guess we'll go ahead and build the roof. If I have enough of the correct block. Okay. This area, I'm probably going to change the roof angle, and I'll have to, I guess since there's going to be a windmill blade awning here, I can make this part vertical and be fine. Like so. And then we need a piece there, and here. Now obviously it gets a little tall in a point, so we have to accommodate that. so. I think this will be kind of an interesting roof design. Definitely a little different than normal. Just keep dragging things out. Adding layers of interest. Keep making up words, because, you know, that's the best way to make a video. Some windmill blades down. Let's see. Hope I started that high enough. Yep. Definitely kind of a long awning here, but I think it works. And as always, we'll go ahead and add wooden cross members to it all. That's a really bright red light I was looking at. Okay. Why not add one of these? Bring up additional vertical supports. Now if I accidentally clip a wooden support through the windmill blade, it seems like the windmill blade will be deleted upon re-entry after I save and everything. So I'm trying my best not to do that. That's why I have to do this kind of staggered effect down. And some more horizontals, like so. So they get a nice outside storage area for transport. Yeah, I think I just add a railing here. I'll go ahead and do a bit of a skip to once everything down in this area is kind of built up and give you a bit of a tour. Be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. The building went pretty well, pretty quick. So I finished up the water mill here. I didn't add too much detail inside. I just added kind of this storage outside area detail. But in here, you know, I don't really know what this one would be used for specifically. I mean, it could be used for grain, just like the water mill. I mean, the windmill. This is the water mill. It could be used for different things. It could be used to power some type of mechanical device to help with crafting. I just don't know specifically what I want this water mill to run. But it is, you know, the shell's there and it can be easily be hooked up to probably just about anything, which is important. The pasture is just kind of missing its outer walls and barn, but I'm going to do that in between episodes. I've been kind of working on this like all day today. This house is pretty cool. I really like the loft area. You kind of have to go to the back room and then up a staircase and you get an upper loft. I think it's definitely different than most of these small houses over here. This small farmhouse is, just another normal 3-roomed farmhouse, just like the rest of them. And they all have their own, fields marked off and everything. This farmhouse would probably take care of these 3 fields. This one would take care of that little area. That would be specifically for the herding. And then this little farmhouse up here, nice and quaint little thing, would be for farming up on this medium plateau. So I think that'll do it for this video. Thanks again for watching. If you like my content, please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment on what you might want to see built into the town. And, I read through all these comments and consider every structure suggested. And most of them will probably get built. It just comes... I need to lay out, like, larger areas first. So, like, specifically, say, for example, like an execution area or stockades, things like that. I need to find a good spot for them first. I mean, I could have an execution area over here. I mean, I just had miscellaneous clutter. This would probably be a good spot for it. Maybe some stockades on a stage where, the guy could be made like a fool in front of everyone in the marketplace. Who knows? The jail, another common suggestion, or jailhouse, it's probably going to be underneath that barracks over there. It's going to be very hard to escape from. It is in the very main defensive area of the town. You can't really break in very easily, and things like that. I plan to put probably a mausoleum somewhere, and plenty of other buildings, like observatories, things like that. It's just, they take a little bit of time, and I'm just letting you guys know that everything is still planned to be built. It's just these like main infrastructures need to be developed as well, because otherwise, it won't look like the town can sustain itself. If it doesn't look like it could do it believably, then everything else just kind of falls apart. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.